Welcome back everybody to Charming Data. I hope you had a wonderful, restful week. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to upload this dashboard app to the web using PythonAnywhere. This is a dashboard app that's built with Dash Plotly and Flask, and we're uploading it with PythonAnywhere to the web. We're going to add a username, a password. We're going to add HTTPS right here, so it's more secure than HTTP. And we're going to do this together. A few months ago, I created a tutorial for uploading your app to the web with Heroku, but I find that PythonAnywhere is a bit simpler and easier to understand. It also has a free account, so I'm going to show you how to do this. If you want to jump to any section of the video, just feel free to jump to the link below the video that says video layout, just as you see here, and you can jump to any section that you want to see over again. Next, what we're going to do is download this. You have to, well, you don't have to, but it's going to be a lot more helpful if you can download this document because it will help you in the future if you upload more web apps, and it will help you to follow along while we're doing this together. If you want to upload the exact same app, just like this one that I'm building here, just go into the GitHub below the video, download the assets, the elections, and the politics into your PyCharm or Visual Studios, and this would work together just like this app. But if you want to do your own app, that's completely fine. If it looks something like this or a one-pager, you can do your own app, and hopefully by the end of this tutorial, you will have your app on the web with a secure entry point for everybody to enjoy, and you can share it with anybody you want. Okay, so to start, what we're going to do is open this document, and we're going to create a new project in PyCharm. This is probably very similar in Visual Studios or Atom or Spider, but I'm using PyCharm. So let's do this together. So we'll close the current project, and we'll create a new project in PyCharm, new project. And you want to, I'm going to put it inside my deploy app to web. PythonAnywhere. I'm going to put it in there, and then I'm going to call this file, let's call it demo app3. Choose virtual environment right here. I'm going to choose this one, and choose your base interpreter. Mine is 3.8, so that's fine. You can use 3.8 and create. Okay, let's do a new window and close the old window. You can do Python 3.9, but I don't know if it's if it's totally compatible with what PythonAnywhere has right now. Oops, daisy. Okay, so while it's doing this, we selected a Python interpreter. Let's go to the next stage. The next stage, number 2, is create a new Python file to start writing your code for your app. So in our case, we already have the app, so we don't have to create a new Python file. We're just going to copy paste into this folder the Python file. So you have it on GitHub. I have it here, assets, elections, and politics. Copy this, and I'm going to paste it into our PythonAnywhere demo app3. There we go, paste. Okay, so we finished step number 2. We have our code. Open the terminal and go to your project folder. So I'm going to close this. So now that we have our environment inside our demo app3 that we just created, our virtual environment, open the terminal, and you see how virtual environment is activated because it says VMV. Well, it has a parenthesis here. It means it's activated. So you activate your virtual environment. If you don't have it activated, you can do it like this. You just copy paste, just put this in here, and this will activate your virtual environment in case you don't have this right here. All right, so we have our virtual environment activated. We're inside the folder that we need to be, demo app3, which is inside our folder. And now we can jump to step 5, which is install the libraries. We have to install the libraries that we're going to use, that we need for this app to work, right? This app, you see, it's using Plotly and Pandas and Dash. So let's go ahead and install the libraries. You can either install it like this, pip install numpy. Let's do that right now. Oops. You can either install it like this, where you have the version, you tell the computer what version it should be installing, or you can just install it like this, pip install pandas with no version, and it will just install the latest version. Heads up, my PyCharm gave me a bit of a problem when I installed 1.19.4 together with pandas, so I took it to 1.19.3. Once pandas install, you install Dash. There we go. And then once Dash is installed, you install pip install Dash bootstrap components. These are only 4 libraries that you need for this specific app to work, okay? Because Plotly comes inside Dash. If it's your own app and you have your own libraries, make sure to install them inside this virtual environment in the terminal, okay? Make sure that your virtual environment is activated. This has to be in parentheses to be activated. All right, so we have this activated. Now we can go into Bootstrap components. We have to install that right here. There we go. This should take another minute. Dash, to install Dash took about 5 minutes, so take that into consideration. Once you have everything installed, test the app on your local computer. Make sure this is working before you upload it to the web and get mad at PythonAnywhere. Okay, so let's see if it works. Let's go here to elections and let's hit the run script button here, like that. You can also run it like this, run and run here, and you can choose that. So now give it a minute. It's going to give you a link. Click on this link, and this should be working. Right now you see that our Dash app works perfectly fine. It changes colors. It does exactly what we want it to do. All right, so now that we know it works on our computer, we have to pip freeze requirements text. What this does, it actually puts into a .text folder. Let's close this because it's done. Go back to your terminal. And what this does, it actually puts into your requirement text, it creates a file that's called requirement text, and it puts everything inside of there, all the libraries that you needed or that you installed. So if you double click on this, you'll see these are all the libraries that you installed, and this is necessary in order to tell PythonAnywhere what libraries it needs to install on its virtual environment for it to work on the web. Okay, so you have the requirements text here. You will need that later. The next step is create a gitignore file. All right, .gitignore, you can just copy this. And you're going to open it and add this line of text to so GitHub does not load your virtual environment. All right, so what are we doing here? You see how we have this virtual environment and all the libraries are in there? We are going to transfer all of this into GitHub, right? So then we can transfer it to PythonAnywhere and upload the app to the web. You don't need to transfer all these libraries into GitHub. You only need to transfer this requirement text, which PythonAnywhere will use to create install all the libraries. So because you don't need this virtual environment, you want to click here and you create a new file, and like we said, call it .gitignore. And in there, you want to add this, and you want to say venv like this. And what this means, you see how this says this file name is called venv, and this is the same. What you're just saying is don't include this file inside Git and in GitHub. All right, so it's not being uploaded, it's not being included. All right, so let's close this. We can even close our elections. And the next step is create the Git to prepare for GitHub. So we're going to create a Git. We're going to go git init, git add, and git commit. All right. Let's see. Make sure that you are inside this your project folder, right? Demo app 3. We're going to create git init to initiate Git, and then we're going to initiate empty Git, and then we're going to git add space dot period. Those 2 files. I think this refers to the Excel sheet, and then we're going to do git commit. This will be my first commit. You can say whatever you want in here. We're going to say first commit, enter, and now we've committed everything into Git. You see, but it did not commit the VNV folder, which has all the libraries. It's not needed here. So once you do that, you will create a new GitHub repository. To do that, go into GitHub, right here, coding with Adam, or going into your own GitHub, obviously, like this, and then just create new here. On the left side, you'll see repositories, create new, and we're going to call this repository demo app 3. Is that how we called it? You don't have to call it the same name, but just for consistency purposes, yeah, demo app 3. Let's make it public. For our purposes, make it public for now, and just create repository. And after you create a repository, scroll down and do the push an existing repository from the command line. So take this right here, push an existing repository from the command line. So copy the first line of code, git remote, add origin. You're copying this into the terminal right here, all right? Copy this right here, enter. And then you copy the second line of code, like that. And then the third line will actually clone it. Where is this third line? Right here. Git push origin. All right. So this will ask you for a username and password for GitHub because you are trying to push this into GitHub, trying to upload your code to GitHub. Oh, username. Okay, I have to do it here for some reason. I do not know why it asks me to do it here as well. Password. All right, so that should have worked. Now, if you go into GitHub, Brainman setup, go into GitHub, you will see that we created a new demo 3. Where is that? Demo 3. Demo app 3, and in here we have the assets, the git ignore, and you see the VNV file did not transfer into a GitHub because we did git ignore VNV. All right, so we have that in there. And now the next step is to transfer the repository to PythonAnywhere. So we need to get this into PythonAnywhere. All right, so let's do that. To do that, what you have to do is to create a new PythonAnywhere account. So let's do that first. All right, let's open PythonAnywhere like this. Let's create a new account. Oh, I was actually there. Sign up here. Create a beginner account. You can start paying per month, and it'll tell you exactly what you need to, what services it will give you. But we're just going to do the free account, which has up to 500 megabyte of disk space. So we'll do tutorial email only gmail.com. This would be actually our username. We'll call it, what should we call our username? Username, something creative. Let's call it Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny. All right, did I spell Bugs Bunny right? All right, register, I agree. Register. Already taken. Shoot, somebody's, let's call this username, whatever. Let's call it Charming Data. Charming Data 1, because I think I already took Charming Data. Perfect. Remember this username, it's important. This username we're going to use later. All right, welcome to PythonAnywhere and tour. You can take a tour if you want. And now we can go into the next step. Open a new bash console. So to open a bash console, you have to go to your consoles, and then you have to go into bash. And here we're going to clone, git clone, just click on that. Where is it? Git clone. And we're going to clone our copy paste the clone link from GitHub. So you just go into your GitHub that you just created right here. You see the demo app 3, get code, and just do the HTTPS, copy this, and then just paste this right here into the bash, git clone. So now we're actually cloning this GitHub repository that we build on our computer and then on GitHub into PythonAnywhere. So now we cloned it, but But now we have to create a virtual environment, right? Because inside that, PythonAnywhere, we only have some files, but we don't have a virtual environment with all the libraries that we need. So we'll just copy paste this, make mk virtual environment. This is going to be the name of the virtual environment. You can change that to any name you want, and then we'll do it with Python 3.8. Okay, create that. This takes about 2 minutes. Okay, so this was done. Now that we created our virtual environment, the next step is to cd into that repository name from step 10. So that repository name was demo app, right? So cd into that, cd demo app 3. Okay, so now we're inside of there. And here you can do cd, and now you have to pip install the requirements text, all right? So just do like this and pip install requirement text. And what it's going to be doing now is going to take about 5 minutes. It's going to install all the requirements that we had inside, all the libraries that we had inside this folder, all right? One thing you can do is go here and go and click on this, right click web, open a new tab. And you can see here in the web part of your PythonAnywhere account, you can see different things. 1 second. So you can go, for example, into files, and now you see that we created our demo app. This is what we cloned from GitHub, demo app 3, and the virtual env is actually what we're creating right now with this name of the virtual environment, right? And it's creating all the different libraries inside the virtual environment. So you see now it's 39%, and it's slowly going to go up. Now it's 41% while it's installing all these different libraries. So while it's installing all these new libraries, what you can do in the meantime is go here again, click on this, click on right click on web. Make sure you right click, because I think if you don't, it'll take you away. And then we'll do an add a new app. We'll do this step 14, add a new app anywhere. Click on this, and then you want to click on next, and then you click on Flask, and then you click on Python 3.8, and then just next. All right, this will create a very basic, very basic one-page web app that's called if you go to files, you'll see it'll be called my site. All right, this is what you just created, and you can actually run it to see that it works. Let's go back to the web. Charming data 1, what we just created, hello from Flask. Okay, so this is a very basic app that was just created with a second ago with the new app. Okay, so let's see if this is done. Still taking another minute or two. While we are waiting for this app to finish, go into your Gmail or your email account, and you have to make sure to confirm your email address for your app to work appropriately. I don't necessarily want any email preferences. Save. Perfect. So now we confirmed it. And this is probably a good time to take a brief break and just say that I hope you're enjoying this tutorial so far. I hope it's benefiting you so far. If it is, make sure to subscribe below. Make sure to join my Charming Data Patreon community where you can learn more Dash Plotly tips and tricks, and you'll get a lot more videos about and different tutorials about Dash and web apps in Python, and especially data visualization. And it's a way to support me. It's a way to show your support of these tutorials that I'm creating usually at night and on the weekends. All right. Okay, so we see that the virtual environment was fully created. Everything was installed. Now let's go to the next step. We did 14. Once all libraries and requirements have been installed, go to the web app. Go into the source code, okay? And the source code, which is right here, where is it? Under the web tab. And then you go scroll down, you'll see source code. And you want to change this. Instead of my site, you want it to be the demo 3, right? which is what we created, demo app 3. Your app might be called differently, but this is from the GitHub. Remember, this is from step 10, the name of your app, which you can find again right here in files. And you open files, you'll see this is the app that you cloned from GitHub. All right. So we did the source, and now the next step is to go to the virtual environment section and type my virtual environment right there. Virtual section, go enter a path. You have to enter a path. If you don't do this, it won't work. And you can just type my virtual environment. Okay, and click check, and this will automatically, it will tie it to where your my virtual environment exists in Charming Data in this, and this is the name of your my virtual environment, is the name of your virtual environment. The next step, go to the configuration file. So this is one last step. Go into WSGI configuration file, open it, and here you want to change two things. You want to change the project name at the end. Right here, project home, sorry, it's home. Charming Data 1 is our PythonAnywhere account. And then we don't want it to go to my site. We want it to go to demo app 3. And this stays the same. And then here, instead of this, with dash, you can just save this from elections to here. All right. This will always stay the same for you. I'm doing from elections import app. Why am I doing that? Because elections is, as you can see in the file, in the demo app file, elections is the main Python file where the app is run. So if you click on it, the app is this is where I run everything. You see if run the app right here, and you can see that the app is the dash.dash. So that's why I'm saying from elections, which is the Python file, import the app object, and then call the server method on it and call it application. Flask needs the application object to work correctly. So just save this, and after you save it, you can go back to our main web, and then go back to the website, refresh the app with the reload button right here. Okay, and then you can load your app. Once it's refreshed, let's reload and see what we get. Perfect. So we got this expected error, and this is important because I want to show you how to fix errors. When you'll get errors, one thing I would recommend is going back and just looking at the error log right here. Okay, and then you'll see what was the error. Sometimes it says from elections import app, something about the read CSV document, it's not recognizing it, it's not reading it for some reason, and then it repeats here. Something with a file is not right. So what I would do is go into your file here. You see PD read CSV. This is not reading correctly. I did some checking, and I realized that for some reason it's not reading this as a CSV document. It's not, maybe it's not UTF-8. I don't know. So what I would recommend doing, instead of reading your data from an Excel sheet into a data frame, just read your data from GitHub. So go into your GitHub. This is your GitHub repository. Go into politics. This is your data. Wherever your data is, go into your Excel sheet or wherever your data, and just click on raw, and then just copy this. All right. This would only work if your GitHub is public, not private, public. So I'm copying this, and then I'm going to go actually to my, let's go out of here, so you see how I do it. I'm going to go to files, and inside files, I'm going to go to my demo app, go to elections, and then here, go into, instead of politics, just copy this. So it's copying from the internet, and then save it. Then you can reload the app like this as well, instead of the main button. And once it's reloaded, it's saving and it's reloading the whole app. Now you can go back to your web, and then hit this again, and voila, we have our Python web app. All right. So I hope you enjoyed. Stick around. I'm going to show you some bonus tricks. But if you did like this and you benefited, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and most importantly, consider joining my Patreon community. You can see the link on the screen. You'll learn more tips and tricks, and it's a good way to show your support for individual creators like me. Okay. Bonus tips. So let's see what we can do. Important to know that the free accounts in PythonAnywhere only have 512 megabytes of file storage. This usually means one account that can be created on PythonAnywhere with a free file. Because you see, if you go to files, you'll see that there's 71% full out of 512 megabytes. So just make sure that if you want to create 2 apps, you're going to have to go into pricing or just upgrade and pay $5 a month, which will give you 1 gigabyte of space instead of 500, or maybe 2 gigabyte. I'm not sure, but you can go into pricing and see. And if you want to test a new app, you can just delete everything from here, delete everything from here, and just start all over again. You can also delete things with one button. Just go on the way down and click delete from here. If you delete Charming Data like this, you will still have your PythonAnywhere account, but this app will be deleted. Just make sure that you also delete your virtual environment. You have to delete virtual environment as well. So just go into Bash and copy paste this like this, console Bash, and just copy paste that line of code. Change your username to whatever Charming Data 1 or whatever it is, and that will delete your virtual environment. Okay. Another bonus tip: if you want to add more libraries, if the requirements.txt didn't have enough libraries and you want to add more, just go open your Bash like this, consoles. Oh, don't open 2, just open 1. I don't know why I opened both. The first one, and then just go into activate your virtual environment, and then after it's activated, make sure you copy paste this, work on my virtual environment. Actually, I think this activates the virtual environment. So if this is not activated, just work on my virtual environment, and now you can do pip install whatever you want to install, like Plotly or anything else that maybe you don't have. Plotly I have, but anything else. Okay, so we did that. The next thing is, if your app doesn't work, remember to check your error log, okay? Right here, where is it? Go back. Error, you go to web, and then you go all the way down, go to error log, and you'll see error, and you'll see the errors and why it might not be working, okay? And lastly, activate HTTPS and activate web app and password. So to do that, just go back to the web tab right here, go all the way down, activate HTTPS, just one button, and to activate a password, just activate this, and then we'll put enter username. Now we'll get our Bugs Bunny, hopefully, and we'll check, enter a password, we'll call it carrot, check. And then now, if you reload the app, like this, you might not need it, and then click on Charming Data PythonAnywhere, come on, that. Now you'll see that you need a code, right? So if you put something that's not correct, it's not going to allow it. If you put Bugs Bunny and carrot, you can sign in. All right. So I hope this was helpful. Again, click the like button, hit subscribe. I hope to see you in the YouTube comments if you have any questions. And good luck. Always remember, we are better together. So help each other out and never give up. Keep practicing. Have a good day.